My name is Taryn Urquhart. I am the Arts and Special Events Coordinator here at the library. Thank you for coming out on what is a gorgeous night, but an excellent night to hear what we have in store for you tonight. Thank you for joining us to hear Venelin Kokalov in conversation with Pantea Haghighi, the second of our Big Ideas programs. And I thought I'd take a moment to thank the West Vancouver Memorial Library Foundation, whose sponsorship made this event possible. I'm sure there's, in fact, some donors in the audience tonight. So on behalf of the library and the community, thank you for donating to the foundation. Yes. Now it is my honor to invite Chief Dr. Janice George to the stage to begin tonight's event.
Chepximiya Siyam Chief Dr. Anwanaxton means I'm here with a respectful heart. And I just said peace to every one of you here this evening. I am Chepximiya Siyam, and my family chieftainship comes from Sanok, and one of 16 hereditary chiefs from the Squamish Nation. And it's really my honor to welcome you here tonight. And so excited about the work that you do, Venelin and Pantea. We've worked together before, so it's really an honor to be here to welcome you to this talk. And I just feel so almost emotional about this. And we had a little chat before and talking about the project, the Sanok project. And I'm so very excited about the work that's being done there and the work that has been done with the Squamish Nation as well. So welcome, enjoy the evening. Osiam.
Thank you so much, Chief Janice George. Now, I hope many of you have had a chance to visit the West Vancouver Art Museum's current exhibit featuring the art of Revery Architecture. If you haven't, you are definitely going to want to check it out after tonight's talk. It will be on display until July 18th. Who has already seen it? Put up your hands. Oh, I'm so glad. That's great news. The second week of July in West Vancouver is always an exciting time for architecture lovers as it marks the annual West Coast Modern Week of events. And a show of hands, how many people are excited? And I'm going to turn up for some very excited hands at the back. Great. This year is no exception with the fabulous programming. There are walking tours, a film screening at the K-Meek, which I just got 2 free tickets in my email box. Oh, I'm so excited. I'll be going to that. A Sunday afternoon concert here at the library, walking tours, so much more. Please check out the West Vancouver Art Museum website. All the information's on there and how to get tickets. But with no further ado, let me introduce our first guest for tonight, our curator. Pantea Haghighi is the administrator and curator at the West Vancouver Art Museum and curator in residence at the Vancouver Art Gallery. She is also a doctoral student at Simon Fraser University, where her research explores modernism in architecture and visual art through the lens of vernacular politics. Pantea is committed to fostering dialogue and connection through her work, collaborating with people from diverse cultural backgrounds to create spaces for discussion, learning, and the exchange of ideas just like tonight. Please put your hands together for Pantea.
Thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you Taryn and team. It is always a pleasure to collaborate with you guys. We love you at the Art Museum. Thanks. The exhibition Dreamers, the Art of Revery Architecture, is guest curated by Adele Wheeler, who is an architectural writer, critic, curator, and founder of West Coast Modern League. She has contributed research, writing, and curatorial work to many other exhibitions at West Vancouver Art Museum and other institutions. This exhibition is generously supported, and its catalog, by Patterson Rosie Family Foundation. And as Taryn mentioned, it is on until July 18th. Reverie Studio is part of a new West Coast paradigm that reasserts the value of art at the heart of architecture. When questioned about the value of dreams in a profit-driven world, Venelin Kokalov responded that the aesthetic imagination enriches our built environment, not only for the individuals, but also the wider public audience as well. Kokalov, the design principal at Revery, immigrated from Bulgaria to Canada in 2002 with his life partner, Stani, and their son. And shortly after settling in Vancouver, he approached architect Bing Thom for a position at his firm. And the pair spent the next 14 years in an intensely creative collaboration. Kokalov begins each project, let's stay with this one, each project with a series of hand drawings and sketches, an approach considered obsolete by some architects in the age of advanced rendering softwares. However, he maintains that hand drawing frees the imagination to generate the architectural form that rises to the level of art.
Well,
And we'll take it from there, huh? We start from that.
Okay.
I'll hand this to you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you,
And
Pantea.
we will chat about your biography, Bulgaria, and the beginnings of it all.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. I was born in Bulgaria in the communist system. It's not very nice place to be, but this was my life. It was deeply influenced by my father, who was craftsman, incredible master builder. He used all kinds of materials to create beautiful things with his hands. As a kid, I start to copy him. I start to carve marble and wood very early in my age, and so construction sites was my playgrounds, I can say, and I fall in love to create beauty, let's call it, and I still try to do that, and from very early age of my life. At age of 15, I went to architectural school. In the communist system, schools was very strict, very rigid. There is no nice try, always we are wrong. It doesn't matter how good you are. And then every summer I went to construction sites. And then I went 2 years in the army, construction army, military was mandatory. And then I finished university, and also I was trained in structural engineering too. So basically I have incredible experience around structure in very early age in my life. And then the communist system collapsed, thank God. And I was a student. Tough times. And then we have chance to open our private businesses, and I opened small studio soon after university, and I start to build. Start to do houses, small projects. I was super confident in myself that I know everything, like this huge experience, and I make this my first house. I was 27 years old, and I make a little bit money. Finally, we managed to travel, because before that I never traveled. So I went to Paris, and I saw this building, and I was shocked, because it was something different. Sorry, emotion. Was really special. So like you see, one building can touch your heart. So this building changed the way I'm thinking. I saw that architecture is more like form and function. It's more about feelings and experiences. This is what I learned from this place. So all my knowledge I found is more in the construction side, not in the art side. And I start to approach from this day my practice to start with art before start to think about the construction and materials. And and you see how the buildings can influence you, your experiences, and you can make you think in different way. This I can say why the architecture matters. We cannot just doing square foot and meeting budgets. It has to have some emotional factors in the building. Then before I came to Canada, I started to do really good work, and I did lots of competitions, and I won one international, and I'm doing well, but somehow I have bigger dreams. I wanted to come to Canada. So I was 35 when I immigrated here with my son and my wife. We moved to Vancouver straight. I have only one job interview in my life. I can believe or not. I never tried to explore and learn something somewhere else. And it was with Bing Thom. My English was really bad. He kind of looked at my portfolio. He said, "You're starting tomorrow, and don't worry about your English. Your drawings will speak for you." So it was kind of a great moment in my life. He was an incredible person. Sorry. I can talk for him a lot, so I'll skip it. It's too personal. So, yeah, this was Bing Thom, yeah. This is a great man in my life.
Should we chat a little bit about the role of museums and how they influence your practice once you started leaving Bulgaria and traveling and going to Paris, and the relationship between your practice and art, or architecture and art?
As you understand, I was kind of in the darkness for many years in my life. So after I have this opportunity to travel, I kind of decided to visit almost every museum, every art gallery in the world, and Bing helped me for that, I can say. And the biggest teachers in my life has been art galleries and museums, I can say that. I was very touched when I went to see David in Florence, and kind of everyone wanted to see the most beautiful sculpture by Michelangelo. But what struck me is that these figures on the both sides, you can see it, this unfinished work by Michelangelo, that you can see the parts of the body is emerged from the stone and sawdust trap in the marble. This was very kind of powerful moment in my life to kind of envision Michelangelo, how he's working. Like I start to imagine that, and I see how his struggle. I see how his uncertainty, how he's looking to reach the perfection, but it takes time. It's all these elements to, like the process of how he was doing this sculpture was really important for me in my career, and I kind of bring it the same way to my work too. Many artists influence me, don't get me wrong, I'm just showing you two of them today. But this one is in Japan, like also was really kind of powerful experience for me and learning. It's like you're entering this building, it's like the size of this room, and you have total blackness. So you don't see nothing absolutely nothing. You lose the senses, you're losing the orientation, you're kind of in bounded space. This is by James Turrell, art installation. And you're wondering, like, you're in this unknown space that is super powerful in my viewpoint. And then slowly, in like 2, 3, 5 minutes, the art start to talking to you. You start slowly to see the boundaries of the room, and you start to feel it, the power of this installation. So I went out and I'm thinking like, wow, so like it's exactly like how you create. Like the way you're creating is like you're going in this unknown space, unclear, and then you hoping something to happen. You have this desire to create beauty, but you're in the darkness, you don't feel nothing. So in one moment, something's happened. So this is like kind of also make me think like you need to take your time, not rush it so fast. And yeah, the sketches are important. They're like thoughts for me. This was funny. This installation happened because Dell was hired by a British magazine to write about us. And she came one weekend and saw me working, and she asked me, what's this? What you're doing? And thinking, like, I'm working, I'm designing building. And she, why are you scrambling these things? I said, this is a failure. So that, like, my thoughts are wrong. I didn't feel right, or they're just fragile, or they're not buildings. They're just kind of ugly sketches that make me think. And she said, okay, can you start to, and what you're doing with that? I'm throwing them away. She said, oh, no, can you start to collect them? I have some project that I want to do. And this is how this exhibition happens. So she wanted to show the process of creation. That is not just the final building. And I was super shocked and impressed to see how the kids behave. So some of the curiosity of these young people going to the gallery and start to interact with the sketches and start to look at them and analyzing them. But the same way I'm looking, because I look at the photos and I'm looking, okay, but look at, they're drawing totally different things. So this was the beautiful, they saw something from, and they imagine something else. So like they start to dream bigger. So I hope this exhibition create these new dreamers that we counting on them, because next generation is what is very important for us. And even when I design buildings, I always say I don't design for the clients, I design for next generation. So sorry, this is between us.
I hope you're expecting a lot of job applications. Coming your way in about 10 years?
No, the other things is like I love it how they want to be creative and to think creatively. And some of drawings, when you zoom in, it's like I was, wow, that the great art is coming already. And the other things is like the exhibition also showing models, the process that is we never one sketch is producing is the result. Even like the models, like you can see here on this image, is like a series, like within 12 options, and it's not stopping all time. It's long process of creation. Sometimes the buildings takes like between 4 to 12 years. In my career, it's a long process. Architecture is like I'm treated as art, but it's happening very slow, and it takes time. So, and I hope this exhibition will bring the next great artists here. And
we are hoping for that too. Yeah. It's been actually a wonderful experience having the kids. Today we had 2 groups of 30 kids in this morning at the
Wow.
museum. So you'll
So-
receive more photos and
Yes,
we'll
like,
share
so
them.
you can, like, this is wonderful because they have this access that early days I didn't have. So I live in this darkness, like maybe I dream more now because I didn't have chance early part of my life, but like they have now this access so they can get better even earlier, I can say. And in the architecture, I always try to create beautiful experience, like try to create you to feel good. But I want to share one place that I purposely create the people not to feel good, so like they to be uncomfortable. So I was invited in London to do this exhibition and design biennale. And what I did, I created these giant ducks, gold ducks. From the distance, you see them and you like them because they're beautiful, gold, shiny. And then one moment when you reach them, you find that you cannot continue your journey because now you have to bend yourself to go under the artwork. So before you go to the next, and then I purposely created two ducks, not one. One is the cold and one is the warm. The ducks represent our mechanical systems in our architecture. So I want to say to people we spend so much money on the wrong places. Like early days, the Pantheon, you go, there's 1 foot, and then 60 foot is empty and beautiful, and everyone going do pictures there. But now we're compressing ourselves every day with mechanical systems, and also it's not sustainable neither, and also detaching us from the nature. That is very important. So it was kind of interesting. I make it to see yourself, so be careful what you wish for. You don't want to turn your mechanical and home and stay all the time the same temperature. You can be part of nature too.
And so the role of your practice in community building and how that process begins. How do you think about your architecture, your structures, as entities that bring communities together?
Okay. How we're starting with think about people, not about the construction, not about the systems, we think about people. And this building try to bring people together, and we create stages in life to happen. So it kind of, everything is like how you feel. When I close my eyes and imagine situations, so how people going to feel, how to bring nature close to you. So in this case, this is the Peony Amphitheater that opened last Friday. Maybe all of you know, maybe not. It's an incredible piece of art, I can say, and the same way architecture. We use this mass timber roof that is the biggest arch in the world to frame the mountains. So for us, it's always want to bring people next to nature. We don't want to put you in the stadium and you don't see nothing and it's stuff. We always want to see nature. So in this case, we bring people together, we bring people next to nature and also to the culture. So we kind of do performance space. So it's bring this energy and dynamics, so even you can see the performance under the star, but the same way you are covered. So you're protected from the rain. So it's like there's this dimension. Also the roof is, we want it to be really intimate. So you're kind of compressed from above, like you feel this intimacy in the space, but the same way you're outside. So a little bit your senses are confused, but when you are there and you experience, you see, you don't see the roof, you don't understand there is roof. That this was the personal intention. And these are the photos that we done the last week on the opening, grand opening. I wish all of you to go and visit. It's really dynamic space that people enjoy, and there's a lot of positive feedback that we receive, and everyone says incredible, beautiful. So I'm super proud of that.
So for our audiences, those early stages where you have a blank page.
Yes, I mean the way it started is like, to give you a little bit an idea. We start like artists on blank page, so you don't know where you're going. So like this curiosity is coming, desire to create something, but you're not clear where you're going. This is the reason I always start. I say I always draw a person first, then I draw another person, and kind of imagine nests. Like the nest for me is very structural, very efficient, but the same way is very cozy and warm. So you can draw more people and imagine more nests in the space. In one moment, I see this 11 nests or 11 platforms or 11 stages in the 5-story atrium. So these stages, what I'm talking about, is bring people the imagination. They can use it for different purposes, for gatherings, to play music, to draw. In this atrium, I use the 5 exit stairs to create this movement. So because usually don't have budgets, every building is low budget, everything is no money, so I have to be more creative to use the elements that they cannot be deleted or value engineered. So I use these pathways for escaping to create this. And when you enter, you're in these branches of trees, like I call it, and then the light is penetrating inside. We created this kind of slow and fast spaces, I call it sometimes in the work. That's why kind of sometimes you can relax, sometimes you can dream, sometimes the community can be invited in the space. In this case, they invited different musicians in different nests, and they perform. And all the community was inside, and you don't, like, I'm looking like you get lost who is the performer and who is the audience in this space. So it was very wonderful experience to do that. And then similar, like this is the way we're approaching the architecture. I always try to create something, stage life to happen. It's like, and these are usually not part of the program. These elements, like in this case, is we create this grand stair and adding these small places that people can sit and get together and gather. In the same way, you have this informal, formal learning curve, this university building, and it's like I kind of want to make you the atmosphere is very important in our work. How you create the ambience, so the people sometimes don't know why, but they feel very happy and excited, I can say. And this, like, again, like by creating these opportunities, the lives happen. And there is positive moments, like the community likes it, they use it for different functions, not just university buildings like here. I like this too, I can say it's beautiful, two sides, nature. It's a wonderful library, I can say, here too. We designed this library too for us, super low budget, no money. We used drywalls to create these buffers and oculars to bring light in the middle of the space. And we created these platforms that you see later, the grand stairs again. And we wanted everyone to see everyone. So you are totally in the space that everything is visible. And then I went and I'm looking this energy in the young kids. I say, I do believe that architecture has power to make us feel something. Because these kids, you don't tell them to do that. And then I did these photos by myself when I was there. So it's not professional photography set up, okay? Don't get me wrong. And then it's again, like by creating these platforms and stages, you see how the city and the community enjoy the building. So it's very important to create the spaces that bring joy and happiness to people. So it's very interesting, like this university, we put it under the highway in Texas, and the kids drawing and looking at them, it's nighttime, how you doing this? I need my glasses. But the same way, the symphony loved the IBNs and like how we sing and create this courtyard. So they start to have summer concerts outside of the venue, and they perform in our building. So it's like I say, wow, that's interesting. Wasn't planned. This is medical school, so it's not something that is not music part of that. And how we creating stages. This was the Opera House in Hong Kong. Like we know the buildings are very heavy and very like you not use. Our solution was we lifted the building like 6 stories above, and then we free up the plaza. So we create this void, outdoor cover urban plaza that is breathing naturally. And by doing that, sometimes I'm joking, the client pay for one performing art space and get one free. In this way, we create this similar as a theater space where you can have exhibition like in this case, or you can have performances for young kids to perform for free. And then you it's like this is how you're creating stage life to happen, because this building is open from every corner and you can walk through and you can go just to have a seat, and it's look like natural, it's reality, it's natural ventilated, but it's look like you're in air conditioning because people don't know, like it's open to the people. And then the transitions are very important for us. You're walking through, you bring you up to the main floor, to the opera. Like sometimes I say the transitions are more important than the spaces themselves, because we wanted to condition the experience of people going to see the show. We wanted kind of detach them from their daily life and go into the opera. So you can see this is the how like we're thinking, the way we're thinking in our creative process. And recently we designed this Oak Ridge. We did the interiors for the Oak Ridge.
Shopping mall.
The shopping mall, yeah. And then we did the Time Out Market. It's a beautiful place. I highly recommend you to go and check it out. And the client came to us and said, I want to have nice stair to go to the Time Out Market because it will be the biggest attraction in the city. I need lovely grand stair, very nice. Then I went in thinking what kind of stair I can give to him and say, okay, what about one theater in the middle of the shopping mall that people can walk, but the same way can be used as a performance space. So you can, for free, you don't need to go to the theater and experience. So we create this kind of box, like you can see the stairs kind of walking around. And then to go to the Time Out Market. Okay. So in the same way, sometimes there is performances. Like I know that next Friday that is schedule. Everyone is shopping, or go just for a walk, or enjoying the space. And then even people go up and down the stairs just for fun. It's like was interesting for me to see it last week when it's open. And the other building, like the Butterfly, again, is always try to change the typology, always try to create something new. With like this luxurious tower, pay for the whole extension for the church program. So church get incredible deal, I can say. We totally restored the facility. We kind of repurposed this space as it was reborn as a new theater into the for community events, for weddings, for concerts. We kind of create additional between the old and new additional space. So we create spaces where people can get together and to be used for different purposes. This is very important for us. And also we wanted to respect the historic building and the new. And then even they have the gymnasium, they have the daycare, counseling, and this rental building also on the site is for them, 7-story rental building. And on the roof we create amazing gardens for use for the residents. Always want to connect people with nature, and now you can see this is the tower. We create these cutouts to liberate the ground plane, and we are entering the lobby. That is, our idea is to kind of detach you from the noisy street and to create these conditions for you to slow you down first, and then you start to feel better. So this choreography that we're creating is by purpose. Because like this is the slow space. Then you go to the elevator, you're in the fast space. And then we decide, but how we can kind of create something new typology that you are arriving to the outdoor space, like you're arriving to garden. And then we kind of slice it the building in the middle, and you're arriving to each floor for outdoor garden. So we didn't wanted to have apartments. We wanted to have homes in the sky. So this outdoor venue space is kind of extension of your apartment. It's kind of the porch before you go in. You can customize it. You can add, there's every third floor trees, and you have gardens. And so imagine in the morning you wake up, you're going out in the fresh air. Sometimes you can hear the sound of the rain. Sometimes on the lowest floor you can touch the clouds. You know, it's always connection to nature. It's like this is very important from our viewpoint. Even the pool is we wanted to feel indoor, but you're outdoor. So we're giving you this feeling of experiencing a swimming pool that is transparent, so you can swim under the stars or under the rain. And the geometry is like it's precast concrete, is also organic, so you feel part of the nature too. The facade, every curve that you draw or straight line, there's purpose. It's not just random aesthetic solution. This facade is representing the white concrete, representing the clouds, and the glazing is the sky. So you imagine one moment the building will blend it with the beautiful nature of Vancouver. So
Before we move to the finale, I just have to remind you that Taryn is coming to pick up questions, whenever you have them ready. And the finale is always the unrealized projects. And we want to talk about one of yours.
Yeah, okay, I'll show this project is for us, was very great client coming to us, it's Bart on the Beach in Vancouver. They came to us, say, okay, we were so tired every year putting these tents, you know, working super hard, costs a lot of money. Then the next year, like in the end of the season, you have to remove it. And they say, well, can you think about something, performing space that would be permanent home for us? And we say, yes, that's what we want to do. And they say, we want to have the same feeling. You want to feel like you're in the village. It's like not in the theater. They want to have the same experience that we have. Then we look at the site, and we say, okay, there is beautiful parking lot over there. We don't want to live on parking lots. Can you make it garden? So you put this landscape building on top of the parking lot, and we start to see like how it can be used, how this land form can be used all the time, not when just the theater is performing. So you allow these bridges to walk, people can climb, and we bring the two theaters below, and we have this education program extension, so you can see. And then how we respond to their desires for village, like the village usually there is plaza. And if you can see in the middle, we have this outdoor space, like courtyard, that is in the middle of the lobby. And then you can see going up, is start to creating this roof, that the roof is we envision as a performing stage too. So this wasn't part of the program. So again, we try to be innovative and creative to create this roof that the symphony can perform. You can sit in the summer day outside in quietness in the center of Vancouver. And kind of this is creating the unique experience that's very important for us. And you can kind of get an idea about this space, how it looks like. And then I'll finish with small video.
The green button for the video.
Oh.
On top.
Just wait a moment, it'll start.
I think we need to go to the video and then press the green button.
So this is our dream project that we wanted to build one day, and we're crossing the fingers. It's not realized, but still sending the message that's possible. And our cities need something like that, because we have to make the young kids dream bigger, not just, living standard buildings. So the idea here, we want to learn the nature, art, experience. You get confused where you are. You always feel outside. You're never inside. Even the theater is operable from the back, so you can see the sunset. This is the courtyard in the middle, so the lobby is all around this circle courtyard. And you can imagine for different activities, so like there is freedom. Just read book in this park, and everything will be green, of course, and wood. And this was just concept for 1 week.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Venelin. We have a stack of questions here.
Oh,
A good stack.
yeah.
So I think we have time to go through all of them, but yeah. So the first one, hi dear, how did you feel about the butterfly? Why did you call it a butterfly? It looks more like a basket, and it's so nice. Thank you so much for your beautiful ideas.
So the butterfly, what was?
Why did you call it a butterfly?
No, this I remember, but there is before that something.
How did you feel about the butterfly?
I feel great about the butterfly. I don't think I'll keep, like, this building happened in the right time, right place for the church, I can say. They have very great deal. The luxury tower pay for the all amenities that they have, and all restoration is super complex. The church and the like in the back alley in the rental building, and then the tower is luxurious condominium, yes, but you need luxury to pay for the communities, I can say. So, like. I'm proud of the idea because we create new typology of living in high rise. So you kind of create these gardens to the sky that again attached to the nature, like I always say, I think it's look beautiful. We respect the ground plane. We kind of don't like the podiums. We push the front and we create this courtyard so still people to stop and stay and sit, and that's very important for us, not just running, because like when you're moving, when you don't have these spaces, people to sit and relax, they move fast. So there's no sparkling conversation with some kind of random person, because the community is built on big events, but also in the just simple conversation that can happen. So we create this. So the butterfly name, first, if you look at the building from above, it looks like butterfly. Sometimes I make jokes look like 88 because like lots of Asian buyers. So it's like, some people say it look like organ pipes coming from the church. So you can use your imagination and decide how to go and where to go. The butterfly is transformation. You know, it's like we try all the going through the building. You're always transforming, like the butterfly. It's like, and also the butterfly is representing beauty. Sometimes I say, if you can make it like butterfly touch your skin, like you carry your emotions, you know, that this effect of beauty, even inside when you're in the apartments, we use glass walls on second bedroom, so you can make your living room bigger and smaller. It's like always transforming. You're never coming to the same time, the same place. It's like sometimes you see the sunset, sometimes it's always different. So it's like this is why this butterfly. And I mean, this sounds correct for the developer's viewpoint, maybe. I don't know.
Great, thank you. Another one about butterfly. Did you intend for the butterfly building to reflect a totem pole on the wall center? I know you've had that question.
I didn't plan that. It's looking beautiful, I can say. I saw these photos when it was, for us, was more important to sculpt the ground plane. So these cutouts that we have to respect the church and not overpower it, and also to liberate the ground plane, because if the tower is going straight or you have podium, you don't have these spaces. This was very important for us. And also we will try to be a good neighbor, so we create these forms, less shadows, better views, I can say, for the neighbor towers. So, yeah.
What was the biggest challenge you faced on a project, and how did you overcome it? That's a big one.
Which project? Every project is totally different that we're starting. Like, for example, P&E, the clients say we want to have the same experience, but we don't want to get rain. So like we need to dive and try to find solution to give this magical place to the client, because the clients are the most important people for us. Like we can go far away until they allowed us to go. Like this is the very important things. Like challenges is all the way, because the building's a long process. Many people. It's not just by me. I can say like we're a collective of thousands, like many people involved, many years, like to coordinate, to make it correct, to make it something that is different, not repetitive. Every building that we design is unique. So we're working harder, I can say, longer. I don't work from 9 to 5, neither I have weekends. I can share this with you. So it's because I don't go to work. Like for me, it's where I'm living. The architecture is where I'm living. So it's I love what I'm doing. It's a hobby for me. So.
On that note, what advice would you give to an emerging architect who wants to create memorable, inspiring architecture while working within increasing sustainable limits?
Don't stop dreaming. The sustainability is very important. It's part of the science in the architecture. As I mentioned, the architecture is art and science from my viewpoint, not just science. But when you're creative, you can create magic. Like if I give you one example of the butterfly, because we create these forms, we have wind tunnels. We tested the shapes of the form, and we found that this form is less, the wind is moving fluidly around the tower. And this way we reduce the lateral loads to the building. And by this way, we shave 1 foot from the cores, so then we have less carbon by using creative idea. So less carbon. We have more area for the developers to sell. So it's kind of like your creativity can create beauty too. It's like you don't have to stay passively and don't be creative because we worry. Like for me, it's like even now in these days you have to be more creative to meet these sustainability goals, to meet budgets. Well, our budgets are very low. Like except butterfly was different animal in different time. But all other buildings that we've done in a very tight budget, so you need to be very creative how to choose the materials, less carbon materials if you can, and with the low budget, it's not easy, I know that. And I can say to the young people, just believe in yourself and don't give up and work hard, and something can happen.
I have a good one here, Venelin. You're going to like this one. What role do artists, sculptors, and other creative disciplines play in your projects? And what qualities do you look for when selecting collaborators outside a traditional architectural team? Who do you like to collaborate with outside architects?
I mean, I like to collaborate with like collaboration for me is like when I'm visiting the museums and art galleries, I collaborate with all these people in some way. I collaborate with Michelangelo, believe or not. I collaborate with Janice George. I collaborate a lot with Richard Serra. That is the other great sculptor that is also one of my favorite. That he told me that like I can use time as a material. So like I'm using, like I start to create these fast and slow spaces in my thinking. It's like sculpting the void. You know, it's like instead to build walls. So I draw the people and then I draw the walls around, and then everything is kind of, it's coming from the art, it's from my experience that I was kind of see this in my life. So I have lots of collaborators, and I have great team in Revery. I can say this. Like, we are incredibly believers in power of architecture. So we always try to improve the way of living, improve the quality of life. These are very important things for us.
So now a good segue to this last question. As an architect, please respond, and this has 3 parts. How do you connect buildings with stories?
Oh, building with stories. I'm not very good in words, I can say. I don't talk too much, so I like this quietness and silence. So stories coming after for me, for myself, when my intuition accepts something, and it's kind of moving to the idea, then the story is coming. Like, I don't start with stories, definitely, never. It's like, I don't start with description, verbal description. I always say that I have one language that I'm using in my work, is the drawings. And I don't just sketch, I just let you know I'm using computers too. So I still do things in 3D. So I'm not the guy just sketching and passing the sketch to the young people that from my studio, they're here. They know very well what I'm doing.
So the second part is, as an architect, how do you connect present with future?
Yeah, this is very important to think always about future in present time. And it's not easy, you can say, because like I say, like we think about next generation, how they're going to use the buildings, how, like, what their dreams will be. And I always believe if you kind of stay with the principles, standard principle, create buildings that bring joy, bring people together in some way, bring nature close to you, kind of all these elements, create these stages for life to happen. This will continue forever, and the people love the building and will come to visit again. And we need to be careful. I always say we have to look for beauty. So it's not just doing construction, in my viewpoint. Because imagine like a chair with 3 or 4 legs is functional, useful, is doing the job, but the same way, what about beauty? What about you want to sit on this chair or you want to stay longer? So, or you feel comfortable. So these are all elements you need to think in your work. It's not just building buildings. So it's important you to think about future, like about that. So.
Last little bit, and it's because it's about dreams, and we can end on dreams. The relationship between order and dreams. How do you connect order with dream?
I spent like 13 years to learn to be like in order. Then took me a while to kind of escape from the order. But my engineering background in architecture together kind of make me to think in both ways, to dream. And like I mentioned, architecture for me is art and science. So it's like definitely the science is the order. And then the art is the dreaming. So I try to mix this carefully to give something meaningful to the world. So, and I believe the architecture has this power to influence the way we're living, making us feel good, bring joy. Like my biggest dream is to kind of our buildings to touch people's heart, I call it, because this is kind of, then you know why you put your efforts. Yeah.
Thank you, Venelin. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight.
And thank you so much to Venelin and Pantea. I hope we see you at a future Big Ideas or another library event. Make sure you sign up for our e-newsletter. And I hope to see you at many West Coast Modern events starting July 7th.
That's right.
Have a great evening and safe travels home.